be working on fractions on a number line, and we've done all of this before, but we're just going to be starting to compare some fractions that have different denominators. It sounds hard, but it's actually really not. So our objective is to compare fractions and whole numbers on the number line by reasoning about their distance from zero. Well, think about it. Zero is nothing. So the closer you are to nothing, the less you have. The farther away you are from nothing, the more you have. So looking at the first number line we have here, they have our fractions in the wrong spot, but that's okay. I'll just rewrite them. So the first line is 1/4 because it's broken into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So it's this one's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. So the question is asking us to compare 1/4 and 3/4. So if we look here, this is where 1/4 is, and this is where 3/4 is. Well, which is closer to zero? 1/4 is. So that means 1/4 is less than 3/4. So we have that less than sign. For the second one, we have the same denominator again. So we're going to go ahead and break it into 6 pieces because it's sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's my 6 pieces. I'm going to go ahead and label my number line right from the start just to make it easier. So that will be 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6. So we're going to be looking at 2/6 and 3/6. So there's where 2/6 is. There's where 3/6 is. Which one's closer to zero on the number line? That would be 2/6. So 2/6 is less than 3/6. So for the number 3, they're going to start using different denominators. What I want you to do is break the number line into pieces twice. I want you to start by using the smaller denominator, the smaller number of the denominator. So of the 2 denominators. So 2 is smaller than 4, so I'm going to break it into 2 pieces there, and that's going to be 1/2. Then I'm going to break it into 4 pieces. So if I count that, the first time I broke it into halves, and then the second time I broke it into 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces, excuse me. So 0 here, this would be 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. So looking at 1/2, it's right here. 1/4 is right here. Which one's closer to 0? 1/4 is closer to 0. So that means 1/2 is greater than 1/4. For number 4, we again have 2 different denominators. I want you to break the number line down first into the smaller number. So we're going to break it into thirds first. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Then I want you to label that 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, and then break it down into the bigger denominator, or the bigger number for the denominator. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6. Now let's circle the numbers on the number line. First is 2/3, which is right here. Next is 2/6, which is right here. So which one is closer to 0? 2/6 is closer to 0, so 2/6 is smaller, so 2/3 is greater than 2/6. Now for number 5, they're not starting at 0, they're starting at 1. So remember that any number, any fraction can equal 1. It would be like 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, 7/7. 2,000 over 2,000 still equals 1. So we're going to take these and look at the smaller number first. We're going to break it into fourths. So 1 is 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4. I'm going to erase the one above it because it's kind of getting in together a little bit, making it messy and hard to see. Okay, and then we're going to break it into eighths. We just need to break the fourths again, and we'll have eighths. Let's count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1 would be 8 eighths, 9 eighths, 10 eighths, 11 eighths, 12 eighths, 13 eighths, 14 eighths, 15 eighths, and 16 eighths. So 11 eighths is right here, and 7 fourths is, oh goodness, excuse me, is right here. So which one's closer to 0? Well, 11 eighths is closer to 0. So 11 eighths is less than 7 fourths. For this, it's just really important that you're breaking your number line down for each denominator and labeling the fractions of the first one that you break down too. So like make sure if you're breaking it in half, you're marking half before you go on and break it down into fourths or whatever else. So hopefully this made sense. If not, we can always have a one-on-one and I can help you with any questions you have. Make sure you get your form done, and there will be an extra video to watch explaining how to do this as well.